Hello, how are you? My name's Nova, and I'm from the Nocturnal.
Hi, Nova. Pleasure.
Hi, pleasure. Well, I'd love to start off by asking, as an actress, what kind of preparation goes into play when you're prepping for a real person role and playing a real event?
Ah, you know, this one was really interesting because there was footage, there were photographs, it's an actual crime that happened or an event that happened not so long ago. So there was actually a lot of things to sort of comb through, a lot of writing and court documents and things like that. And so the only thing I didn't get to do was speak with the actual woman that I was playing. I think because
Mhm.
her her relationship with the event was a little rough, but I got to see photographs and video footage of her. And I just think you absorb as much as you can from the reality of the situation, but also engage with the writers, the director, and the rest of the cast about what story we're telling. So I think we got really specific about what we were doing and what were the key points, for us in the story. But I have played other real life people in the past, and I think in general that's what I tend to do. I research like crazy and then trust the team.
Speaking of which, did you hear about the incident prior to getting the script? And if not, what was your initial thought when getting the script?
Yeah, no, I didn't know anything about it. And then once I read the script, I got curious, and I had just happened to be in the same state as where the actual incident happened. So I actually went driving around and checked.
Oh,
I went to
wow.
the same bank, drove around, took in the neighborhood, and was like, okay, she's the bank manager here. Okay, okay, she's tough, like took it all in. And then my heart went out to everyone. I think that's one of the really beautiful things about this project is it's really about Brian's story, but it's also an ensemble from the journalist to, the policemen to the, bank employees. Everyone, Abby, our director, manages to make everyone's story pop. You kind of care about everybody. And that was something I felt in reading it. I was like, oh, everyone feels fleshed out, even though you're only seeing them for a moment.
So now, if somebody were to make a movie about your life, who would you want to play you and why?
Hey here, Nova. By the way, Nova's a cool name. I
Thank you.
don't know. I do not know. Who do I want to play? Me. You know what? I have another movie coming out called Honk for Jesus.
Oh, nice. Okay, Jesus, take the wheel.
No, 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 but it's the lead actress is Regina Hall, and she's doing some interesting comedic stuff. And I think my life is pretty goofy and like really kind of funny and also a little tragic. And also, there's some victory there. So I would like Regina to play me.
Love it, love it. Well, you recently posted a question on social media asking, what would this chapter of your life be called? And I'm curious to know, how would you answer that?
Oh, oh
Take a
no.
moment, let him marinate.
Because I even when I posted, I was like, I wonder, and I feel like it changes every day. Um,
Mm.
I don't know, maybe like trust it, like or buckle up.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Like
That could
what?
come in all different variations, so I love it.
Well,
And
yeah.
also, this was Michael Williams' last film, and I wanted to know, how was it working with him, and how did that affect you? And is it hard kind of looking back at it now?
It's definitely bittersweet. It's more bitter than sweet. But I think the way that he was on set, how generous he was, kind, really just like lit up the room. Everyone who's ever crossed paths with him will tell you that. Um, I walk away with the realization that like you can do so much in your lifetime, that you can really affect people. You can light other people's fire. And I remember walking away from the project and being like, this guy really has it figured out about like how to work on set and just make it feel so good, like such a
Mm.
um yeah. And so it's a bit sad right now to be doing this press junket without him.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate everything, and good luck with everything coming forward.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Hi, my name's Nova, and I'm from the Nocturnal. How are you doing today?
Hi, Nova. Nice to meet you. I'm Abby.
You as well. So I'd love to know, as a director, what really attracted you to the specific story about Brian Brown-Easley?
Well, when I read the story, I hadn't heard about it. 2 years later, after Brian walked into that bank, I read the article and my heart was broken, straight up, just broken open. In it, I saw a lot of my dad's story. My dad's a vet, and I just didn't want it to have to happen again in 30 years.
Right. Well, this story definitely isn't about, a crime being made. It's definitely about, finding support for our veterans and so forth. And I'd love to know, coming from such a personal background, what do you hope to see in regards to more support for our veterans?
I hope that it was a transformative thing for me to write and be a part of too, because I gained a greater level of empathy for my dad. I gained a greater level of empathy for his friends, for the people that I walk past on the street, and understanding a little bit more of what it's like to walk in their shoes. And I really hope that as our audience leaves, they'll say, hold on, what can I do where I am to do right by people?
Definitely. Well, when you're creating a film, is it a different sort of preparation or kind of something else that comes to play when it comes to exhibiting somebody who's real and a real event? Is it different from fiction, for instance?
For sure. Specifically in this film, Brian's wife and daughter are here. So they're your
Mhm.
first audience, and you want to make sure that you hold the weight of that with great care, and that you treat them as the first audience that they are.
Definitely. And I'd love to know, as a director, what is your process like when it comes to directing? Do you let people take more risks as actors, or do you like to be more hands-on? What is your sort of process like that?
Each actor works really differently.
Mhm.
So I like to get to know how each actor works, and then within the psychological constraints of their character, get in there and create a space for them to work. So Nikki needs something different from Salinas, from John, from Mike, and knowing Nikki just kind of needs to keep going, or John just needs to keep going, whatever it is, and then create that space for them. Sometimes it's saying literally one word. Sometimes it's making sure you say nothing, because you've created the atmosphere, the tension, and allowed for that space for the actors. So to answer your question, different for each person.
I like that. So definitely a lot of adaptability and flexibility going on. And what would you say was maybe the greatest challenge when it came to having this role as director? And what was maybe something that surprised you about it?
Ooh, uh, one of the surprises, I prepare a lot, so it's hard to surprise me. It's really hard.
I'm a Capricorn, so I get it.
I had good surprises, in the sense that
Nice.
uh, I saw beautiful things on set
Mhm.
from actors, because we were able to create the time and the space to do that, even within the constraints of a really small indie. And then what was the flip side of your question? Surprise or
Maybe the greatest challenge of it.
greatest challenge? Oh, COVID, for sure, COVID.
Yeah.
Not not looking to repeat that one anytime soon, because we were shooting at the height of Delta and all those other things, and the schedule just goes haywire in that sense. But
Definitely.
everybody came out of the other side safe, so that's all we can ask.
Definitely. And on a heavier note, of course, we had the passing away of Michael K. Williams, and I wanted to know, what was it like working with him, and is it maybe a little bit harder now looking back on that whole experience?
I loved working with Mike. He and I had a special friendship, and it was really easy. With everybody, it's not really easy. With Mike, it was great, because we bonded over fly track suits and arugula smoothies and almond milk and chocolate chip cookies, and the list goes on. And more than that, he had my back. He really wanted to see this story made. He wanted people to see it. He wanted to invest in something that mattered, frankly. And I'm really grateful that we got to do that together, but I miss him. And even in the brief time that we had together, he graced us so much with joy. He saw people. He had such a big heart. So trying to look back on our time together and just be grateful for that.
Yeah, thank you so much for your vulnerability. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for spending some time with me today.
Pleasure, Nova. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Have a good one.
You too.